opportunity to appear before you this evening as Fayette County is again officially recognized by the National Weather Service as a storm-ready community. This is our third designation. We were originally designated in the year 2000, and we're in our second renewal process. The renewal processes are for a 3-year period, and this will cover us to the year 2010. As you're aware, our number one threat to our community, both in its infrastructure as well as our citizens, is severe weather. We know that historically has been in the past, and we know that that's probably our greatest threat as well as in the future. As a result, the Fayette County Emergency Management Agency has placed the Storm Ready initiative as one of our most important projects in the area of preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation from these types of devastating events. This extensive project would not have been accomplished without significant hard work from our dedicated emergency management staff. And I'd like to introduce to you the two gentlemen most responsible for that this evening. The first is Mr. George Knight. George is actually one of our reserve members. He's been with Fayette County as a volunteer in emergency management, fire and emergency services for almost 10 years. He's a retired commercial pilot. In addition to all that he does with us in emergency management, he's also been actively involved with the American Red Cross for quite some time. And not just involved with local and state, but also at a national level in disaster response. George is frequently seen in the evenings, weekends, anytime that we call him, anytime we have a significant fire where we need American Red Cross assistance. He's usually there within 30 minutes to help us, particularly in the relief of victims of fire. And the other person who's our lead, obviously, in this project is Captain Pete Nelms, who's our Emergency Management Agency Coordinator. And I've asked Captain Nelms at this time to provide you a little bit more information about this and to also introduce our special guest from the National Weather Service.
Many of you are probably aware last week was Severe Weather Awareness Week in Georgia. Severe weather is, as Chief McCullough alluded to, our greatest threat in Fayette County. The Department of Public Safety has worked very hard to mitigate, prepare for, respond to, and help our community recover from severe weather events. One of the ways we accomplish this is to continually look for ways to raise our standard while responding to the needs of our community. One of our benchmarks is the National Weather Service Storm Ready program. This program is becoming the standard by which other communities strive to achieve, ensuring an effective and efficient response to the destructive force of severe weather. I'm pleased to announce that we've once again achieved this standard, and here tonight to recognize us as a storm-ready community is Mr. Lans Rothfusz, who is the Meteorologist-in-Charge of the National Weather Service Weather Forecast Office at Peachtree City. Just a little brief bio on Mr. Rothfusz. He has been personally honored with the Department of Commerce Silver Medal for actually developing the Storm-Ready Severe Weather Preparedness Program for our community and other communities. And it's quite an honor and privilege to have him here with us today. Since its inception in 1999, the Storm Ready has spread over to 1,200 communities nationwide and has had a noticeable effect on reducing weather-related fatalities and injuries. And I'm pleased to say that he resides here in Fayette County with his wife, Kathy, and their 2 sons, one of which he has here with him tonight. So with that, I'd like to introduce Mr. Lans Rothfusz from the Weather Service in Peachtree City.
As Pete described, I was there when Storm Ready was born. And I need to tell you a little bit about how and why it was born. Maybe it'll put it in perspective why it's so important. We discovered many years ago that when the National Weather Service and local emergency management is working well together, the system as a whole works quite well together. But when it doesn't, when a community or a county, for whatever reason, decides that preparedness for hazardous weather is not a priority, not only does the county and the community suffer, but the National Weather Service suffers as well. And I will admit we took a few black eyes for some particular events that wasn't outside of our control, or some of it outside of our control, that the county decided it wasn't all that interested in severe weather preparedness. We learned some painful lessons in the early days of Storm Ready, or prior to Storm Ready. And one of my staff members came and said, wouldn't it be nice to be able to certify a county that they have done just about everything they can do to be well prepared for severe weather? Storm Ready was born out of that thought. And we've carried it forward now for several years to all sorts of communities around the country. It is my pleasure to bestow this recognition upon Fayette County, not only for being the position I am with the National Weather Service, but also as a resident of Fayette County. So I would like to read at least a brief part of the letter that I will be giving to Mr. McCullough. On behalf of the Georgia Storm Ready Advisory Board, comprised of representatives of the National Weather Service, Georgia Emergency Management Agency, and the Emergency Management Association of Georgia, I would like to congratulate Fayette County on being recognized as a storm-ready community. It is clearly the result of the county's commitment to the safety of its citizens. Your citizens can take great pride and comfort in knowing Fayette County has successfully completed the process of ensuring it is well prepared for the inevitable hazardous weather events. It is particularly noteworthy that this is a second term, we call it second term, even though you were in your third. It makes sense if you really get into it. This is a second term recognition for Fayette County, meaning your emergency management team has completed the entire application and review process for a second time, as required by Storm Ready bylaws. Fayette County, among the first Georgia counties to be recognized as Storm Ready back in April of 2001, has entered its 7th year in the program. And for that, we congratulate you. And I'm going to stray from the script just a little bit here. I do these presentations a lot. Fayette County was one of the first ones that we did in Georgia for what Pete and George and others, Chief Craig Keel, all supporters of storm ready preparedness. But I'm going to stray from the script a little bit and speak not only as meteorologist-in-charge of the National Weather Service from Peachtree City, but also as a parent. And this is part of the reason I brought my son Preston. Go ahead, stand up, Preston. Embarrassed. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in our job we forget why we're doing our job. And making our place safe, our community safe from hazardous weather, that's a face right there. The children of Fayette County are much better prepared because of what your team over here has done to make sure that when that event happens, and it's inevitable, we say you're storm ready, not storm proof. The events will happen, but you can rest assured that Fayette County has done everything possible to make sure that you're well prepared and the kids of our community, of our county, are safer because of that. So I want to, at this moment, call you forward. I guess that's the protocol here. I would like to present to you a certificate and congratulate you on becoming a storm